It's become pretty clear. The Denver Broncos are not satisfied with the current state of their wide receiver room, and they are looking for upgrades at any given opportunity. It was reported that during the offseason, the Broncos were heavily interested in signing Stephon Diggs. Diggs ended up signing with the Patriots. Probably the right move. He's been thriving up in New England. Then it was reported that the Broncos were interested in trading for Jalen Waddle at the deadline, but Miami's asking price was simply too great. They wanted a first, a third, and more for Jalen Waddle. That's ridiculous. Denver was never going to give that up for just one player. Then it was reported that the Broncos have been working out a couple wide receivers who've been popping up on the free agent market. We've got Treylon Burks, who the Broncos worked out a few weeks ago. He didn't sign with Denver, he signed with Washington, and then had that crazy touchdown catch last night on Riley Moss, kind of burning the Broncos a little bit. Today, it's been reported that the Broncos are working out another free agent wide receiver. I want to go ahead and bring in this tweet from Aaron Wilson. According to him, Elijah Moore, former second-round pick by the New York Jets back in 2021, has visited with the Denver Broncos. I want to go ahead and bring in Moore's Pro Football Reference page. He's 25 years old, 5'10", 178 pounds. He profiles as either a Z or a slot receiver, and I think the Broncos really could use a true Z. They've got Marvin Mims and Troy Franklin, who are more slot guys. Pat Bryant has actually stepped into that role rather well, and I don't think this move is necessarily to take snaps away from Pat Bryant. It's probably more so to take snaps away from Troy Franklin, who's just been up and down and up and down this year. He's had drops, he's had other inconsistencies. When he's flashed, he's been awesome, but I don't know if Troy Franklin is going to be a viable option for this Broncos team long term, and I'm kind of wondering if the team is thinking the same thing here. Elijah Moore would be one of those dart throws. If he hits, maybe he materializes into something for you, but if you miss, it's not really a big deal. You can cut him or just not sign him, and you don't have any future ramifications. So as far as Elijah Moore's production in the NFL, he had over 500 receiving yards in 2021 with the Jets. Kind of fell off in 2022, but that 2022 season was a season from hell for the Jets in terms of quarterback. They were starting Chris Streveler at one point in time. Then in Cleveland, he actually had the best year of his career in 2023. That was the Joe Flacco year there in Cleveland. 640 receiving yards and 2 receiving touchdowns. And then last year, fans will kind of forget this because Jerry Jeudy had that crazy game on Monday Night Football. But Elijah Moore also went for over 100 yards in that game. So the Broncos have seen Elijah Moore in person. They know what he's capable of in the right situation. And let's just be honest, I don't think the New York Jets or the Cleveland Browns would ever be considered the right situation for any player. Then you've got him going to Buffalo. It just never really worked out. He couldn't find a spot on that offense. It maybe is a little concerning because this Buffalo Bills team has had a lot of struggles at wide receiver, and if Elijah Moore couldn't rise to the top of that, then I am a little bit concerned for him long term. But maybe he just needs to be in a situation where he'll get featured more in the passing game. I don't know if the Denver Broncos are going to ultimately bring in Elijah Moore, but it's certainly something to think about. Because with all the inconsistencies that Troy Franklin has had, you have to consider your options long term here. Is Troy Franklin going to be somebody that you want to invest the time in developing? Or is he close to his ceiling already? And do you just kind of want to see if it continues? If not, cut your losses. And maybe you've got some insurance here with Elijah Moore. It's something to think about if you're Denver. They haven't signed him officially yet, and I don't know if they're going to, but it's pretty clear that the Denver Broncos are looking for some sort of upgrade at wide receiver. And if they don't get that upgrade during this season, I believe during free agency or the draft coming up this offseason, they are definitely going to add to that room. One guy who I would be heavily interested in is Alec Pierce of the Indianapolis Colts. I mean, Pierce killed us in week 2. He's a dynamic weapon outside and in the slot. This dude could be a lethal threat for this offense. So if the Broncos can't add a wide receiver during this season, then I would expect them to go after Pierce. I would also expect them to maybe draft another wide receiver. They just need more options in that room. Courtland Sutton's going to be here for the next several years. He's under contract. Pat Bryant has shown enough flashes where you can probably build something out of him long term. But outside of that, this wide receiver room has a bunch of players who just haven't really stepped up like we want them to as receivers. Marvin Mims is an excellent return man, but he's just been up and down to this point as a receiver, and Denver hasn't been featuring him in the offense very much. And then Troy Franklin, until he gets better with his drop issues and his other inconsistencies, this offense is not going to take off. And I think that Sean Payton realizes that. Denver's had some woes in the run game since J.K. Dobbins went down, but these passing game woes have kind of followed the team all season long. Again, I expect them to be pretty aggressive addressing the wide receiver position this offseason, but we'll see if they make some sort of band-aid move to get them through the rest of this year. Elijah Moore, intriguing option, low risk, high reward potentially. Why not bring him in on the practice squad and see what he can do? All right, Broncos country, let me know in the comment section below. Do you think the Denver Broncos are going to add another wide receiver this year, be it Elijah Moore or somebody else? And if not, do you think they're going to add to the wide receiver room next year? Drop those comments down below, guys. I would love to hear your thoughts, as always. Be sure to leave a like on this video as well as subscribe and ring the bell so these videos appear in your notification feed. I would really appreciate it. Those are both free and easy ways to show your support. It helps tell YouTube's algorithm to push us out, and it helps us get seen by more and more members of Broncos country just like you and me. Additionally, if you want to go above and beyond in supporting the channel, please consider becoming a channel member today. It is not mandatory, but if you want some extra perks and incentives in exchange for helping me out and helping the channel grow, the link is in the description below. And before we get out of here, guys, I want to tell you about the affiliate partner for today's video, Green Gridiron Helmets. Use code DENSYN, DENSYN, link in the description below, to save off your first purchase on authentic NFL helmets. From small replicas like this one behind me to full-size authentic helmets, they've got it all. Again, that is code DENSYN, link in the description below, to save off your first purchase from Green Gridiron Helmets. Thank you so much to them. And until next time, guys, I'm your host, Gage Madrid, saying peace out.